Good morning, my beautiful young juniors and the future of this great country. This is your review for the first module quiz of the third quarter. So, once again, let me just look off to my shoulder here as I walk you through the quiz. So, you're going to have to know what those five insufficient ways to understand morality were. Do you remember? They work through conscience, evolution, and such. Just make sure you can recognize which ones of those are counterfeits and maybe just a little something about them, okay? Also, I talked about evil. Did I call it something that exists in itself or an absence of something? Make sure you understand that. Also, you will need to know the difference between genuine tolerance and what I said was modern tolerance, okay? And I also said that we should respect those who we disagree with, even in genuine tolerance. But what did I say respect meant? It wasn't accepting what they were saying, it had another way that we applied it. So see if you can find that in your notes. The allegory of the cave. You're just going to have to know the general idea of it, like what the purpose of it was, and maybe the way by which you get out of the cave, okay? You will need to know the genuine goods and their counterfeits. You won't obviously have to fill in the blank, this is all Scantron, but if you see them in a matching or in a multiple response, you should be able to pick out which ones go with which, all right? And also, what is genuine happiness? Remember I said it's not simply, what you like or I like, so it's not a matter of taste, but it has something more to do with that. And as far as the allegory of the cave, remember I said that education has a specific purpose, and I listed three things that we are supposed to strive from. Two, this is us getting out of the cave. So remember something about ignorance and dullness of mind and foolishness, okay? And know the etymology of that word tolerance. Not the definition, although you should know what it means, of course, but specifically know what the etymology was. I gave three things on a slide, two slides actually, that the culture of death lead to. If you remember, I said the cultural death will eventually stem from, I remember it was confusion and nihilism, and there was another one there. See, I should know this, but I can't think of it right now. Make sure you look over that. And also, there's a difference between moral laws and the laws of science and mathematics. It was simple, but just know what that is. Now, let's see. You should know the definition of morality. That'll show up in a multiple response, and I'll leave a couple words out. You'll have to find them in the word bank below. And let's see. You're going to have to know something about skepticism. You're going to know something about the objective truth, nihilism, utilitarianism. Of course, that was one of the five counterfeit ways that we would go through morality, all right? Or they would not lead us to objective truth. I think I said that. And, of course, you'll need to know what moral relativism is. So this is pretty straightforward. There's not much else there. I know that was quick, but I did just look through all of these. I didn't read through each question, obviously. I don't do that. But as long as you know, like, say, for instance, the seven counterfeit goods and the seven genuine goods and just how they line up. That's going to be, a good 4 or 5 questions in here, and that shows up in the matching, maybe a true and false and a multiple response. So it seems like I didn't cover a lot in this review because just by me telling you, you should know that, and you should know the 5 ways that we lead to subjective morality rather than objective noble morality, that kind of fills this in. So if you were listening to this, good. If you're watching this, you have an added treat because if you know Morse code, you can count my blinks, and those have the answers for all of the true and false and the multiple choice. Or do they?